Hello and welcome everybody. I'm RJ Carter, Senior Editor at CriticalBlast.com, also the author of Destroyer Bully Pulpit and Destroyer Continental Divide. And before we get into today's review, I just want to mention that YouTube has improved things again, fixing that which was not broken. So we now cannot use live stream on mobile devices unless we have 1,000 subscribers. If you look down over there, it's over. It's somewhere down here. You'll see we don't have 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not doing anything at the moment, just pick up your mouse. It's this thing right here. Looks like that. If you've got one of those touch pads, I'm sorry. But put the little arrow on your screen right on top of that subscribe thing right there. Yeah, now just click. Okay, just once. Okay, cool, thank you. There's a little bell on the side there too. That's fun to click. You might want to try that, see what it does. You won't miss us if we do more stuff in the future, and we will. But we just have to be a little bit more circular in how we get out there. Also, if you like this channel and you like what we do have some support links down there which can get you things in return. We have our first published book, Gods and Services, an anthology of fantasy, available on Amazon. So the link is there. That helps us out. We also have our TeePublic t-shirt store, which has some original designs as well as some other designs that we've shared. And if you just have some change laying around and you don't want to buy any shirts, you don't want to buy any books, you just like to sit around illiterate and naked, throw the money in the tip jar. You're not using it for clothes and books, so why not? So let's move on to Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, number 115. Now, 115 is not necessarily what you would call a milestone issue, but this particular issue is, because this is the issue that marks the 19th anniversary of Broadsword Comics. Now, you wouldn't normally think of 19 as being a milestone anniversary either, but Jim Balent and Holly Golightly like to subvert your expectations. So we have here, in this particular issue, last issue we saw Raven Hex, who is pictured here on the cover, discovering that her potential husband, whom she had rejected, but she had thought about his little offer and decided she was going to accept, that she did want to be happy in her life, and found out too late that if the Dragon Prince did not get married and was rejected, that he had to commit ritual suicide, which is what he did without telling her. And she finds out just at the moment that she's getting ready to go contact him and say, yes, I will be your wife and we will go on and have a happily ever after. She has no time to grieve for that, because almost immediately she is pulled into a battle with her sister, Tarot, the titular hero, or the titular hero. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know what I'm going with. And her husband, the Skeleton Man, because the fairy kingdom has pulled them into an alliance of sorts, because there are creatures that are attacking both the real physical world and the fairy world, and they think that an alliance between the fairies and the witches can be beneficial in fighting these creatures off. So Raven Hex gets pulled right into that. And meanwhile, their mother, because Raven and Tarot, they're sisters, even though they follow different magical paths, their mother is investigating a shooting. See, Tarot had been shot and almost killed recently. Someone tried to shoot her and kill her. And the mother, she suspects that it's Crypt Chick. So she's out looking for this ghost that she can't see. It's hiding from her, because that's what ghosts do. But apparently, Crypt Chick is working for someone else. See, Crypt Chick doesn't like Tarot because Tarot's married to John, the Skeleton Man, and John had been Crypt Chick's boyfriend when she was a living, breathing person. So it's not so much over her dead body, but despite her dead body, that Tarot is not supposed to be happy with John. So as the mother investigates that, the witches and the fairies are fighting these wicked-looking, evil, beastie creatures. And I don't know if you can see that all that well, but You buy it for tarot anyway, right? The first creatures are sort of your basic beasts. That's all they are. And then the second wave comes in, and they've got armor and weapons, which is a surprise to them because they're like, wait a second now, you're a little bit more intelligent than we were expecting. So everybody's pulled into the battle with their blades flashing and their strategies in place. The strategy was basically jump in and start fighting. So if you think you're going to sit around and come up with a battle plan, no, that wasn't the case. It was just this fun stuff here. Just get in there and hack slash, hack slash. Nothing wrong with that. Love a good battle scene. But in the middle of the battle, something external happens. And Tarot and Raven Hex and John, all three at the same time, feel it. And they leave. They leave the fairies high and dry, just as the biggest, baddest beast of all is coming through the glen. So they're feeling as though the witches betrayed their alliance. They feel as though they've been left out there to die, which they probably have been. We don't see what's going on there because we follow the witches back home to where they have to deal with something that's definitely going to change the path of this story. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but their world has been rocked. The cast has been changed. The die has been cast. And everyone's going to feel this one. So if you've been a fan of tarot, you've probably already picked this up. I'm definitely running a little behind with this review. If you haven't picked it up yet, what the hell are you waiting on? Get out there and get this book before it's gone, because this is going to be one of those issues that you refer back to and saying, this is when that happened. So the future storylines are all going to build on this event, and there's going to be some very bad blood. And probably a lot of it going to get spilled. So that's the end of that story. Tried not to spoil too much of it, but it's got some excellent art. I want to say the lettering has actually improved. I had made comments and reviews before that the lettering, particularly not the dialogue boxes, but the text boxes that were in there, were hard to read because they had this special effect to them where they were kind of being surrounded with a border, which left hollow places in between the border, between letters, and it looked like periods. And I'm like, I keep stopping reading here, and then the next part's a fragment. I think the folks who were doing the lettering part of that have gotten around that. It doesn't have any of that problem anymore. So thank you for that. It made it much easier to read. As always, the coloring in this thing is just exquisite and lush. I could look at this book for hours on end and actually have, yeah, so we're good. Going to be looking for issue 116 next month, and I think y'all should be jumping in on this one. There's a big story starting here. Let's get to it. Thanks for coming by, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe thing. You did that already, right? I asked you. You were there, right? Okay, just making sure. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and please share this with your friends. We need to get our subscriber count up to 1,000 so that YouTube will leave us alone and let us do our thing. Thanks, guys.